Alan, we are back again. Back at it again with the podcast.
And we have a special fucking guest this time.
Where? Oh, wait.
Well,
there he is.
So, I thought Alan was going to do it, but he did it for himself.
Yeah, nobody needs to introduce me, suckers.
No, but actually, introduce yourself, though.
Oh, right. Hey, guys, I'm Anthony Pietro, lifelong friend of these two morons. I mean, best friends of mine.
Wow.
Dude, we are morons, though.
I mean, I am, too, so I guess what does that say about me?
Okay.
So, for this week, we are the Three Idiots podcast.
But we're not changing the name.
Speak for yourself.
I guess it stays the Two Idiots Movie Podcast, then. Since Anthony has so much confidence in his brain capabilities.
I'm a goddamn genius. Dude, I was just inducted into the Honor Society. I'm very proud of that.
Dude.
Oh, wait, actually, that like...
King's last semester.
Yes. I'm very goddamn proud of that. I got a free dinner and everything, which was the best part.
I am Asian.
Damn it!
You guys can't beat that.
You know what? I really can't. You're also gonna be a doctor. I'm just gonna do communications. So you know what? I can't beat that.
Money in finance somehow.
You know what really sucks about most of my friends, about a lot of my like Asian and Indian friends becoming doctors, is that all of them are going to be like doctors that I'm going to see on the worst day of my freaking life. Like, you're going to be like an oncologist. My one buddy's going to be a heart surgeon. The other's going to be like a brain surgeon. I'm like, can somebody be a general practitioner so that I can just have like a free doctor instead of like worst day of my life? Hey, don't mess up when you're in my brain.
Specialist.
Well, it wouldn't be a free doctor, but we can move on from that point.
Okay, let's fucking get to the movie news now. Let's fucking do it. Adam, what do you got for us?
News. Oh man, this is a big step for the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. So Alan and Anthony, man, this is going to be a weird episode. We had a new X-Men Apocalypse trailer. Anthony, I'm pretty sure you did not watch it. Alan, I definitely know you did not watch it.
Well, here's the problem with me not watching that sort of thing is that it gets spoiled for me anyway when I try and remain blank. So I didn't watch it, but I know like all the big moments and stuff.
It's okay. You don't need to worry, because I'm pretty sure Alan has not watched any of the trailers that we've ever discussed on the podcast.
Well, I've watched like 2 of them.
Oh! Oh! 2 of them! 2 of them!
Anthony, that's like 2 out of probably 20 or 30 that I've sent to him and told him to watch in preparation for...
Hey, Alan. Get
what?
good or get off this movie podcast.
Dude, I mean...
Oh my god.
Well, you're going to be filling in for me for the next 3 weeks while I'm in China, so...
Yeah, look at you. In China.
So, I mean, I guess you could say I am getting off this movie podcast.
Good! Wait, no, I'm sorry. Alan, baby, don't leave me. Alright, anyway, let's get to the actual podcast. So, Wolverine...
Yes,
makes
in the trailer.
Makes a cameo appearance in the trailer with his claws, which is all I know, and, like, is that...
Oh.
Yeah.
That's literally at the end of the trailer. I'm not going to tell you anything more about it because I know you don't want it to be spoiled. But basically...
Psylocke's in it, and she does some bitchin' moves. Like I said, it's all spoiled for me, which is really disappointing, honestly. So, like, people who run Facebook comic book resources and stuff, can you, like, mark your spoilers? Please. Please, because I'll be scrolling past, they'll be like, guess who's in the new Apocalypse trailer? Snicked! And then it'll have, like, a picture of Wolverine's claws. I'm like, guys, that's not, like, clickbait. That's just, like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Damn it. And, like, the whole thing with Spider-Man and
Spoilers.
I don't know, man. And that whole thing with Spider-Man and the Winter Soldier and the new Civil War trailer, guess who had that spoiled?
Oh, shit.
Excuse me. That's a TV spot. Also, that comes later in the news, so save your rant for then.
I'm just previewing my rant.
Okay.
I'm warming.
To preview your rant.
I'm warming up.
Out of nowhere.
I'm warming up.
I'm gonna rant about you ranting right now. God, Anthony, stop ranting all the time with about everything.
Adam.
I'm just saying words combining together things.
Adam, you're my brother, not my mother. Shut up. Anyway. So. Wolverine's going to be in it. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about that. Is he really necessary? I mean...
I think it'll only be a cameo in that one part.
I mean, okay, well, here's my problem, is that there's a reason Wolverine popularity is a trope. And that's because people just shove Wolverine on anything. Like in comic books, this is an actual kind of a serious problem. It's people would slap Wolverine on the cover of comic books, and they would be sold exclusively off of that.
And Wolverine wouldn't even be in the comic.
Wolverine wouldn't even be in the comic. It'd be like Journey into Africa, and you'd be like, "Oh, cool! Wolverine's in this. He's gonna fight some dinosaurs."
What the fuck? That's dumb as shit.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no, but Alan, that's the reason. Like, if you go to TV tropes right now, Wolverine popularity, and they also mention like Deadpool and Spidey, but neither of them are as bad.
Deadpool has gotten pretty bad.
He really has, but he's nowhere near as bad as Wolverine has been, like ever. Because everybody sees.
Ever been in 3 consecutive comics? Sorry, 4 consecutive comics, all running at the same time.
I mean, probably.
Okay, well, because that's what Deadpool's in. Spider-Man and Deadpool. Deadpool Mercs for Money. Deadpool, and the Uncanny Avengers.
Yeah, no, he's Wolverine. There was actually a joke made. Brian Michael Bendis wrote the New Avengers, and Wolverine was part of it. And Mockingbird, I think, was like, yeah, wait, how are you a member of the X-Men, regular Avengers, and the New Avengers all in one? He's like, multitasking. That's my actual superpower.
Dude, I mean, multitasking is a superpower.
I know. Right now, I'm downloading music illegally. I mean, totally legally. What?
Send the cops! Call 911!
Hang on, Alan. We're gonna have to take a break from the news while I dial up 911.
God, stop. You know what? It's Panic at the Disco. Shut up. I have good taste, at least.
Okay, let's move on to the next piece of news because we've been on this for about 4 minutes now.
No, wait. Let's sum up first. First, I'm not a fan of Wolverine in the trailer. What about you, Adam? And then we can move on.
I'm not a fan of the tease in the trailer, but I think it'll be a cool, short, maybe 5 to 10 minute cameo, and then he'll just be gone.
All right. What about you? Oh, yeah.
Because of the way that it's shown in the trailer, specifically.
Fair enough. What about you, Alan?
I really don't have an opinion, honestly.
Well, you know what? All right, that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to be a nerd like us.
So hard. Because Alan just never has an opinion about anything.
I mean, it's because I don't know any of this shit.
Why are you here?
that is the question that I ask myself every single podcast.
And it's not like your good looks are saving you this time because we can't see anything.
Oh, got him.
Not really. That was a compliment.
It wasn't, because you said they aren't saving him.
Well, but I admitted he had good
'cause
looks.
It's a podcast and they can't see anything. Okay, next piece of fucking news.
Shut up. Oh, Alan's announcing the news now. Okay, Alan, you want me to send you the notes?
How about no?
Okay. Well, Anthony, this could be a potential spoiler, but I'm sure you've already heard it.
Nathan Fillion in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 as the Miracle Man.
As Wonder Man.
Wonder Man and Miracle Man are interchangeable. He's gone by multiple aliases. And I'm probably going to get reamed on that by comic book fans who listen to this podcast. But yes, he's referred to as both. Wonder Man just happens to be the most popular one. And honestly, I think it's good casting, but I don't know why they're putting Miracle Man / Wonder Man in the Marvel EU. Because, Alan, you know what Wonder Man can do?
What can he do?
Control his fucking molecules. And you know what that means? He can do pretty much almost
Like,
anything.
literally everything.
He can phase through walls, get super strength, like break shit. Like Wonder Man is one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel canon, and he's never used because he's like uber powerful. Most of the time, he's like scattered to the wind because he lost control or something. But like, I'm kind of
He's like, oh shit, my molecules, no.
basically. It's interesting that they're choosing him because, yeah, he's kind of an interesting guy, but at the same time, that's just like the Deus Ex Machina man.
But the way that it was shown, like, for him to potentially be in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is there mock movie posters around Atlanta, Georgia for a Simon Williams movie festival. And one is a Tony Stark biopic.
So, do you think it's more an Easter egg?
I think what happens is towards the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, they're going to have to come back to Earth because obviously Thanos is coming in Infinity War, and Infinity War comes out like the next year.
But haven't they announced that Guardians aren't going to be in Infinity War?
No, they have not.
Oh, I thought they did. That was my bad.
No. They said there can be up to 67 characters in the movie.
Too many damn characters.
Yeah,
Damn.
but Thanos is getting plenty of screen time.
Oh,
I
you
mean-
better.
We talked
mean,
about that last week, Alan. You
Thanos
probably
is
don't remember
basically
how he
evil
got
God.
ridiculously wrecked after the podcast.
No, actually, well, I did. I got like really wrecked afterwards, but not
Exactly.
ridiculously. Not ridiculously. wrecked,
Alan,
alright?
you were texting, "Fight me, I'll use my black magic." You were
Dude.
ridiculously wrecked.
No, that was the week before last week.
No, that was actually 3 weeks ago, Alan.
3 weeks ago.
Oh, well,
Before
excuse me. Let's just move on back to movie talk. Nobody wants to hear about your drunken escapades except us.
It's so true. Yeah. What's next?
So, no, let's continue on this.
Oh, we were talking about Guardians of the Galaxy.
So, I don't know, because, I mean, here's the thing. Once you introduce Miracle Man, that's opening a genie in a bottle because people will be asking, well, where is he? In the original Infinity War, he wasn't really mentioned because I don't really know where he was. I assume he was one of the half of the universe killed when Thanos snapped his fingers, which is where most of the heroes were. But, I don't know. I'm a little afraid because he's just so powerful. That's like Superman. Like, you know what I mean? Except...
No, it's not, because he doesn't get his powers from the sun, Anthony. God, know your comic book knowledge.
Adam, do you really want to go down this path?
No.
That's what I thought.
You were going to lose to Anthony.
I'll fight you right now on the podcast. We have a beef going that nobody knows about.
Yeah, and I don't even know about it. Alan, but okay, let's use the tiebreaker. Alan, do you understand where I'm coming from with this?
I actually agree. Introducing Miracle Man is just like, I mean, he does everything.
Plus,
It's like he can control his fucking molecules. He can do anything.
plus,
I think
So I do agree. This definitely seems like a lot of he's like Deus Ex Machina character.
plus the other thing for me is that Miracle Man just isn't really used. Okay, I'm gonna start calling him Wonder Man. Wonder Man ain't really used all that much, like
I
ever.
mean, I've never heard of him, so I'm like,
the
who
most
fuck is this?
the most notable stuff off the top of my head is that the Grim Reaper, which is one of the Avenger villains, is his brother. He was
in the Mighty Avengers run.
Yeah, he was in the Mighty Avengers. When the Avengers were reformed after the Civil War, he tried to stop them by blowing up the building.
And he is a big part in Civil War Frontline.
Well, okay, well,
Which is
Frontline,
like
but
a
that's...
side comic to Civil War.
Yeah, okay, so there's that. But, like, that's really the biggest... And then there's the... Okay, the only reason I can really see him bringing it in is for maybe that whole thing with with Vision and Scarlet Witch. Because what happens is Vision is made off of Wonder Man's dead body, right, Alan? And he gets Wonder Man's, like, personality and soul.
Right, Alan? And Alan just has no idea.
I just said yes. I'm like, I might as well. I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about? I'll just say yes.
Anyway, I'm gonna so Vision was originally made with Wonder Man's like soul or whatever, right? And that's what Scarlet Witch fell in love with, and they got married. So like, I don't know where they're going with this. I kind of hope he's not in it. He just seems too much like Genie in a bottle, out of the bottle.
It'll be more like a cameo towards the end where they'll come back and there will be a Simon Williams film festival going on, but he won't be Wonder Man yet.
Here's hoping.
I mean, Nathan Fillion is also getting up there in his age.
I mean, I also love Nathan Fillion, but yeah, no, he's really getting up there. So
Yeah, he was also in the last Halo game.
Who the fuck is Nathan Fillion?
Firefly.
Castle.
Let me Google
Alan
him.
just looks him up real quick.
I'm googling him.
You've
Low-key.
seen him.
Oh wait, yeah, okay, yeah, I know him.
He's
yeah.
one of those actors where you're like, who's that guy? Oh,
Yeah,
him.
no, and he was in fucking Dr. Horrible's.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the dude.
He's a very famous, like, geek nerd actor. Honestly, I kind of want to see him as Booster Gold, but that's another conversation.
I don't think I can see him as Booster Gold.
Shut up, I'm right. Moving on.
I think he would be better as Blue Beetle and Alan Tudyk as Booster Gold.
Let's actually talk about something that Alan can talk about.
Oh, so you mean nothing?
Yeah,
So how about them Asian people, huh, Alan?
Dude, man, Asian people.
How about
How's it
communist
going?
China?
Dude.
Okay, let's get on to the next piece of news.
Yeah, next piece of news.
All right.
So, J.K. Simmons in an interview this week was discussing his role in Justice League, which you probably know is Commissioner Gordon.
Uh-huh.
Alan,
I remember this from last week. I actually do.
okay, that's good to know.
Oh my god, shocking.
You're remembering something.
What's pi?
But he said that...
3.1415926535.
Shut
Let
up,
me pull up the
Alan.
rest.
I'm not talking about math right now.
Dude, let me Google it though.
Oh my god. Are you really Googling Ty?
Anyway.
Let's go on.
Okay, so he basically said that his role was going to be really small in Justice League, but he thinks that it will lead to a 2 to 3, maybe 4 picture deal where his role just increases because he knows like how big of a character Jim Gordon is, and he really wants to do justice to the character. So he's for preparing for the role. He's not going to watch any of the other films to see how the other actors did it. He's just going to read the source material.
Now, you see, I like that because so far what we've gotten with the DCEU is completely new interpretations, and then Wonder Woman, which is literally just, you know, the first movie interpretation we've gotten of her.
True.
You know, because, I mean, with Zack Snyder building the universe, which we're getting a bleaker, more gritty, realistic look at the heroes, and whether or not you like that is another conversation altogether. But it's a new look at the heroes in their 75-year-plus runs. Batman is now an older version of himself, and, you know, he's kind of nearing the end of his career. That's a new film interpretation. Superman is conflicted and troubled. He's not the do everything right Jesus stand-in that he is at times, which, I mean, you know, and Wonder Woman is just kicking ass and taking names, which, while normally generally the common interpretation, she's not romantically involved with anybody right now, which is exciting. Now, we're going to have to wait a little longer to see what the true interpretation of Wonder Woman is going to be, because her movie isn't out yet. But from what we've seen in Batman vs. Superman, which admittedly was, like, 15 minutes in, like, a 2.5-hour movie, is...
I'd say more around, like, maybe 7 minutes, because she's in the party scene that we see her in the trailer, and then she's in the fight scene that we see her in the trailer, and that's about it.
Okay. So...
I won't spoil anything, because I know Alan hasn't seen the movie, but he's probably not going to see the movie.
Alan!
Which movie?
Batman vs. Superman.
I'm eventually going to watch it.
Alan. Oh, you know what? We're watching it this summer when I get it on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you getting the ultimate cut or the regular cut?
I mean, I have to get the ultimate cut with the statue.
Oh, it comes with a statue? I did not know that.
Yeah, the Blu-ray ultimate cut comes with either a Superman statue or a Batman statue.
Nice.
Well, you can get Superman and I'll get Batman.
That was the plan, bitch.
Hey.
I thought you would have gotten Batman since Batman's your favorite character.
Batman is A, not my favorite character, and B, I already have enough Batman memorabilia while I have very little to none of Superman.
Oh, who's your favorite character then?
I mean, do you have a couple of hours?
Just pick one.
Well, like, from what medium?
From comic books.
Spider-Man?
Okay. Alright, next piece of news.
Alan
Spider-Man.
Adam was like opening that can of worms. But anyway, yes, speaking of Spider-Man.
That new Spider-Man TV spot happened. Anthony, you've already seen it, so I'm just going to say what it is.
I haven't seen it, but I know what happens.
It's basically the same thing. It basically shows, like, some clips we've seen of Civil War already, and then Spider-Man crashes through a window, kicks Falcon, Winter Soldier tries to punch at him, he catches his punch, and he goes, "Dude, you have a metal arm? That's awesome!"
Yeah.
That's about it. That's the whole trailer.
This Spider-Man is really shaping up to be probably the best interpretation yet. Everybody who's seen the movie says that regardless of what they think of the movie, Spider-Man is just amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, and
Awesome.
That's good to hear.
yeah, actually, one of the things that I saw online was this fan in the international was seeing it for a second time, and I haven't even seen it once yet, but
It got released this week in international box offices.
yeah, and some people have already seen it 3 times. Anyways, this one girl was tweeting about these girls behind her were talking the entire time and were getting really frustrated about how Spider-Man was portrayed. And they were saying stuff like, "Oh my God, since when does Spider-Man tell jokes and is so talkative? He's not Deadpool." And I'm like, all right.
Oh my God.
Ouch. I like that even hurt me.
Yeah. So I mean,
That
like,
even hurt me.
I'm happy with that interpretation because I feel like, from what I'm gathering, the thing is, Spider-Man, everybody forgets, in its earlier, Spider-Man was like 15, and these are like people who have literally saved the world. So like, Hey, Kat, big fan. Like, this is a kid who is totally and completely out of his element and is just kind of happy to be there regardless of what he does. So, like, I'm really happy that we're getting, A, that interpretation, and B, we're finally going to get even more of the joke telling, yo, what up, sort of thing. Because that's what I love about Spider-Man, is because, like, while some heroes, like, you know, tell, like, snippy jokes or, like, witty comebacks during their fights, like Captain America or Tony Stark.
Like Tony Stark in Avengers when they were on the ship, and Ultron said a line, and Tony Stark goes, I was literally just about to say that.
Yeah, like Tony Stark quips. Spider-Man tells jokes and wisecracks. There's a big difference, which is one of my favorite parts about the character because A, he's a teenager out of his element, and B, one of the things that originally people always kind of miss about Spider-Man is that when he first became a hero, he was Spider-Man was very much an act. It was a little kid doing what he thought a superhero should do. And, you know, even more than that, telling jokes is just a way to kind of alleviate the fact that, holy shit, I'm in spandex and tights, fighting guys who could probably blow up, like, towers and buildings. I have webbing and can stick to walls. Ah.
Yeah, no, it's really, I mean, it's I guess, I don't want to say, it's kind of like the most natural way to deal with, like, the inherent absurdity of the situation that he finds himself in.
Mm-hmm. He's a joke teller, and I love that. And I'm really happy that they're doing that justice, because, I mean, like, he's a kid, and he's among, like, literal living legends in Cap, and, like, tech gods in Tony, and, like, just people who are awesome in, like, Black Panther and stuff, and he's just like, hey, guys, big fan. Sup? And
like Cap, big fan, gives him a nice nod.
Yeah. And the other thing that I really like, I just love his introduction, because like he just swings onto the scene and you can just see it. He's like, all right, Spidey, this is the Avengers, this is the big boys now. You can't. This isn't Vulture, this isn't Green Goblin. All right, say something cool. Hey everyone, nailed it. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Soiled it.
Oh my god, let's not start with that. Okay, next piece of news. So, this is going to involve the pictures that I sent you guys.
Adam, I'm telling you again and again, I don't want your nudes.
Dude, Adam, you better not have sent dick pics.
Alan, I sent you all the dick pics.
Dude.
All the pictures of Dick Grayson. Dick Cheney.
What about Richard Nixon?
I was getting to him.
Actually, can we talk about the fact that there's a movie coming out with Richard Nixon, but that is about Richard Nixon and Elvis's meeting, starring Kevin Spacey?
Amazing.
Wait, seriously?
Starring Kevin Spacey as
Wait,
Nixon.
I did not hear about this.
Dude, no, it looks phenomenal, honestly, and like, honestly, like looking at what what Spacey has done, he seems very like it's Nixon. It's frickin' Nixon. For whatever you think about him, whether you only know him from Futurama or, you know, as like Tricky Dick, like it's frickin' Nixon and it's Elvis. It's Elvis and it's a historical fiction. It's not fiction, but like it's historical dramatization, if that makes any sense, is my understanding of it. They're gonna spice some stuff up as with most nonfiction movies.
Pretty much nonfiction, but there's going to be some fiction in there.
I mean, like it's a based on a true story sort of thing.
Yeah, they need to take our artistic license.
But, like, it looks really interesting because Elvis is a very interesting individual.
Oh, yeah.
And Richard Nixon is a very interesting president because he, even more than Watergate, Watergate was Nixon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I thought so, but, like, I didn't want to sound stupid. So, yeah, Watergate was Nixon.
Yeah, he was on... I know...
Stupid, so.
Adam, I will slap you.
I will smack you.
No, you're going to sit there and take it, and you're going to cry a little.
You're probably right.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, they're very interesting people.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure Richard Nixon was like a paranoid schizophrenic. So.
He was. He really was.
Well, speaking of presidential movies, Will Ferrell is right now working on shopping a Ronald Reagan movie around.
No, he backed out of that.
Did he really?
He backed out of that. Yep, last night.
Are you sure?
100%.
Okay. Well, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, Alan, did you hear about this?
No, actually.
Okay, so Will Ferrell was shopping around. There was a script of. It was a comedy with Ronald
wasn't
Reagan.
A comedy necessarily.
It was
a drama that had comedic parts in it.
True, but it was also Will Ferrell, so it was.
Yeah, but they were looking around for directors to make sure that it wasn't a comedy.
Fair enough, but it was basically Will Ferrell playing Reagan with Alzheimer's. And running the country with Alzheimer's, and like his second in command has to convince him that he's an actor playing the president.
No, an intern actually.
And so like it was just that's a really weird sort of line and subject matter to come across. So a lot of people really.
Crazy, yeah.
I think it actually would have been really interesting because it's a true thing that happened.
True, but at the same time, I don't think Will Ferrell, as much as I love Will Ferrell, is the right person to convey that.
No, definitely not. I think the movie should still happen. It just should not star Will Ferrell as
Donald fucking Reagan.
No, and I mean, here's the thing. I feel bad
look at how old Reagan looked, like, just in his first presidential photo. He looked old. Will Ferrell is not that age yet.
And I mean, okay, so the other thing is, it's like, I feel bad about it because Will Ferrell might be an amazing, is a pretty solid dramatic actor when given the chance.
Yeah.
He really is.
Like kicking and screaming when he cries about not having coffee.
Yeah, like...
yeah, okay.
No, but like, in all seriousness, if you see with some of his more dramatic films, he can actually pull off a pretty good dramatic role. Nobody really gives him credit for that. But the problem is, his name is just associated with crazy comedy. So for all the drama he might want to do real-life drama. Now that he's... been a comedic actor for a number of years. Maybe he's willing to move on. And maybe he wanted to start with this. And it would be interesting to see, but I think he needs to start a little smaller if he wants to do a drama. And I know nobody's going to take me seriously because I'm a 20-year-old dork who is talking about his opinion about Will Ferrell in a podcast with his bros. But I mean, it's an interesting idea when an actor wants to advance out of their comfort zone that the public very much wants to shoehorn them in. It's kind of with Tim Burton. He's very much become associated with, weird sort of
gritty movies.
Well,
yeah. Weird is the better.
Yeah, dark and gritty, not really. More like weird
most of the time.
Darkly artistic, and like he's kind of been like pushed into that role, so he can't really branch out of it because we, the public, just expect that. So, I want to see Will Ferrell as a more dramatic actor. He's very good when given the chance, and I don't know what this movie would have done, but I don't know. I just don't think this is right for him. Long story short.
I think it would have been something like The Big Short, where it's a drama, but it has those comedic elements in it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. So like a dramedy? I don't know.
No, not a dramedy. Like a drama, it just has some comedic moments in it.
Maybe so.
Like name a dramedy, because I can't even think of one right now.
No, I can't think of one off the top of my head because I don't really watch them. I don't know. Wait, hold on. I guess Synecdoche? That one with...
I guess that would be a dramedy.
Also, Alan, side note, fantastic movie starring... what's his face? The big guy that died from a drug overdose. Blonde.
Duncan?
No. Synecdoche doesn't have Michael Clark Duncan.
I didn't know how he died.
No, Michael Clark Duncan had a heart attack. It was the big guy who was in Hunger Games and died.
Oh my God, I literally just lost his name.
Yeah, Alan, do you know who I mean?
No. I'll have to Google it.
Oh my God.
Big guy in Hunger Games who died.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yes.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
There we go.
Yeah, it's...
I knew there was Seymour in there somewhere. Did not know where it was.
Yeah,
but
no.
We got it.
Philip Seymour Hoffman is the star in that, and it's basically it's very dramatic. It's about an artist trying to come to terms with his own art and stuff, and it's really weird. But it's a dramedy because one of the things that always sticks out to me about it when I occasionally watch it is his daughter. Whenever they're in a scene together, his daughter is always a little girl when she's very obviously like 17, 18 years old, right, Alan?
Yeah.
And it's like it's never mentioned, but to me it's a visual metaphor for how it's always daddy's little girl. And I would consider that a dramedy because there's some absurdist elements to it like that, but it's a very dramatic film.
Okay.
Okay, next piece of news now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like we just go wildly off the rails because of me.
Nah, no, Anthony, you're rolling
Wait,
out like
you
fucking
actually-
massive amounts of fucking like technical knowledge. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, you're bringing a lot of knowledge to this podcast that we never normally have,
Oh, I thank you.
which is a nice change of pace.
I agree. This
Alan's
is
very
definitely.
stupid.
Yeah, I am.
Alan is not
Disgusting.
stupid, he is just not smart in the same way
No,
that I am.
I'm like uncultured swine.
Yeah,
So,
but you're our uncultured swine, and we
That's
love
right.
you.
Yeah, got you
You're,
guys.
you're a real pig. You're that pig that works in the video to work
Hey,
Yeah.
by
I-
Rihanna.
hey, I feel like that was a racial slur.
That
No,
video
yeah.
is amazing. That pig goes at it. Okay, next piece of news. So this is seriously going to involve those pictures I sent you guys.
Okay, let's do it.
So Neil Patrick Harris as Olaf from a series of unfortunate events.
You might want to say Count Olaf, because when I heard Olaf, I was like, oh, Olaf the Snowman. And I was like, what?
It just
No.
said Olaf in the heading of the article.
Yeah, oh, okay. Well, I think most people know him as, like, Count Olaf. With,
Well, I
like,
think
the
most people
Count.
know you as a racist, Alan.
Dude,
Whoa!
I am
Last
racist.
podcast.
Al,
I am
Adam,
racist.
Adam, one thing you want to keep in mind. This is going on the internet, where
I know,
nobody
Alan
ever
said it last week
forgets.
that he's a racist. Alan literally said it on the podcast.
There are
Guys,
some.
You heard it here first. I'm
Oh
putting this
my
out
God.
for everyone on the internet to listen to. I, Alan Hugh,
Oh my
am
gosh.
racist.
He's like,
Okay.
oh my god, why is this happening to me?
It's done. The damage is done.
Moving on. Pictures
What do
of
you
Neil
guys think
Patrick
of-
Harris as Count Olaf.
Yeah, what do you guys think of him?
I think it looks great.
Yeah,
I love the
I opened
makeup.
up the link. I was like, "What the fuck?"
I think
That is
Johnny
literally
Depp
Count
also
Olaf.
looks great as Count Olaf.
I
I
mean,
think-
Jim
I think
Carrey.
this one will be better just because they're given more than a length of a movie to do it.
I think the other thing that you keep in mind is that it's going to be two different interpretations. Jim Carrey is a much more physical actor
That's true. That's
than
true.
Neil Patrick Harris.
He's a
Neil,
comedic actor.
well,
He's
I
not
would
physical
no,
in his drama.
I would respectfully disagree. I mean, Neil Patrick Harris is just more is much more delivery based, especially now that Jim Carrey has moved away from his delivery based stuff, such as Dumb and Dumber. But Dumb and Dumber also had a lot of physical comedy where Neil
Excuse me,
Patrick.
Dumb and Dumber 2.
Yeah, but he's like 57, and that's not really hilarious so much as wow,
Yeah.
he should really take some meds.
I
That's
thought
kind
it
of
was
sad.
hilarious because it was so sad.
That's like that movie in a nutshell.
Yeah, basically.
Anyway.
Okay, keep going.
Neil Patrick Harris is much more of like a comedic wordplay actor, whereas not to diss Jim Carrey because I love Jim Carrey, but a lot of his performances rely heavily on his body language and his delivery.
Yeah,
where Neil Patrick
I do
Harris,
agree. He's very slapstick oriented.
Yeah.
that's not a diss, but it's going to be a different kind of Count Olaf, and the Count Olaf that I remember from the books of which I haven't read in years. I think the last
Which I have never read.
I read those. Jesus, I read the last one when I was in 5th grade. I think it came out.
Yeah, they came out a while ago. I remember, like, I think it was The Slippery Slope is the name of one of them, and that came out when we were in 4th grade, and they just kept pumping them out. I mean, they were only, like, what, close to 100 pages?
Yeah, there's 13 of them.
Yeah, so that's 1,300 pages. That's basically the length of the last Harry Potter book.
That's the length. That's the length of Gone with the Wind, which is fantastic. Alan, you should really pick that up. But
Yeah,
I
um,
actually
you should pick
eventually
that
I
up.
will.
but
Alan eventually will not. We'll just force him to watch it.
no,
Force it.
that's a
With the
whole
book.
nother. Anyway, I don't know. I'm excited because Series of Unfortunate Events is just one of those things that, while I wouldn't call it a classic series by any means, it very much has its place in young adult literature.
Agreed. Yeah, I remember reading through all the books.
I mean-
it's like the nostalgia-inducing thing.
I don't even know if it's nostalgia because from what I remember, it was actually like it's very different from the rest of young adult. It's literally like, this is uber depressing, guys.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
guys,
true.
this is uber depressing. And it's certainly interesting, and it will always hold its place. Like I said, I'm not going to call it a classic because it isn't. It's not going to be 100, 75, 100 years down the road and be like, guys, these books, woo, defined my childhood, changed my life. Like we do with some of the others. Harry Potter, 13 Reasons Why.
Harry Potter, not really.
Percy Jackson. But Harry Potter was a
Oh,
cultural
Percy
phenomenon.
Jackson, absolutely.
But Series of Unfortunate Events, I feel, will stick around simply because it's different and nobody does it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, because it dared to be so different.
And
which is great.
yeah, and I think it'll be interesting. I haven't actually read any other of the dude's stuff. Lemony Snicket was just his pen name, obviously. Thank God.
God, shit.
I mean, what if it was his
Imagine
actual
fucking
name? That would be amazing.
Daniel Handler. I just googled it.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see it. I'll certainly at least try to watch it.
Yeah, I think we'll all definitely watch it just because it has that nostalgia factor.
Don't say,
also-
Alan won't watch it.
Fucking Neil Patrick Harris. Like, come on.
Anthony, what'd you say?
I mean, Alan won't watch it.
Oh, yeah, well, Alan doesn't watch anything. I mean, I think he's still on the first season of Daredevil.
Well, hey, I watched season 2, episode 1. Okay, so you are wrong.
Oh,
You are wrong.
Hey, Adam, what's it feel like to be awful at life?
It feels pretty good.
Oh, wow. I should try that sometime, except I'm too good.
Yeah, okay, Anthony, fuck out of here.
Love you guys.
So that actually brings us to our next piece of well, not our next piece of news, but a piece of news that I have written down. Alan, you know in that first episode when Anthony, you've seen Daredevil season 2, right?
No.
You serious?
Adam, finals.
Yeah. Alan had finals this week. He watched one episode.
Adam,
Also, it came out like a month ago.
Adam,
Anthony,
I have been very, very busy. I am an obscenely busy person. Plus, my one friend and I were trying to power through Hunter x Hunter, so, like, I think that was a much better use of my time.
no.
Dude, Adam, Anthony is a very, very busy adult with many important things to do.
Of course, yes. And Alan, I mean, let's be honest here. I think powering through Hunter x Hunter with my friend was a very good use of my time.
You know, I will agree.
Okay, anyway, I won't say what I was just about to say, but the piece of news is that The Punisher is getting his own TV series.
I did see that, and I have heard John Barenthal, am I pronouncing that correctly? Bernthal's Punisher was amazing. And you know what's funny? Was I rewatched the original Punisher the other day with John Travolta as the villain? My God, is it a bad movie? My God. And there was one scene in particular that just pissed me off. The Punisher is going to torture a guy, right? And he goes through this whole long monologue about how he's going to, like, torch the guy's skin, right?
And then he just does not.
No, and he's like, it's gonna feel so cold you won't do anything. And you know what he does? He torches a piece of steak and rubs a popsicle on the dude's back.
I actually found that hilarious.
What the fuck?
And like, I
found it so funny. I was like, this guy literally thinks his skin is getting burned because he's getting touched with ice, and he's just cooking a steak.
And like, I mean, it's supposed to be funny and silly. I'm like, oh, Punisher's not the bad guy, but that's not the Punisher.
Yeah, it's definitely not the Punisher. I just thought it was a hilarious twist.
And you know what's funny is that that's actually based off one of the most famous Punisher storylines called Welcome Home, Frank, which is actually, interestingly enough, you know the guy, you know how Preacher is the new television series coming up?
Yes.
Welcome Home, Frank is by the same creative team.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Both of which are fantastic. I highly recommend it. Preacher, in particular, is excellent. We can talk about that if you want. I've read that. It's a fantastic series. But, yeah, Welcome Home, Frank. And it pissed me off because Welcome Home, Frank is an interesting examination of the Punisher and what he means to the New York's underground in a way that the superheroes just can't. Because they're afraid of the Punisher. They hear the Punisher, they piss their pants. The police hear the Punisher, they scream with... They yell with joy saying he's doing our jobs for us. And it's an interesting look at the world of the Punisher that he makes. And welcome back, Frank. The superheroes are not around. It's a world where, you know what I mean, where where the Punisher exists outside of technical Marvel canon. But it was interesting, and it kind of frustrated me because Welcome Back, Frank is a good story. And the Punisher is an interesting fictional character because he truly needs to do what he does. He truly does. He needs to punish and kill people in order to feel fulfilled anymore. He's not, his family is no longer a pretense. He's doing it because he enjoys it now. He's a sociopath. And Welcome Home, Frank really highlighted that, and so I'm kind of pissed off that it's like, LOL, look, he's the good guy. He's using a popsicle. No! Stop this. Cease this.
Okay. let's move on to the next piece of news. Well, actually, Alan, what do you think about the Punisher getting his own series since you've seen episode 1 of season 2?
Oh yeah, that's hype.
Yeah. Anthony, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but the Punisher's role is not very key in episode 1.
Okay.
But once you see him in episode 1, you will be real hyped for this series.
I mean, I'm sure.
Okay, next piece of news. Anthony, I'm sure you've watched this. Alan, I definitely know you have not watched this. The Killing Joke trailer.
Have not watched it.
Ooh. Exciting.
You've seen it, right, Anthony?
I have.
It looks so good. I just cannot take Kevin Conroy serious as the Batman in this story.
Why?
Just because I see him so much as the Batman from the Arkham games and the Batman from the animated series.
I don't know. I think it's the perfect casting because when I think Batman, I think Kevin Conroy.
Yeah, but I think they should get more people in to do voice act. Like the new guy that they had doing Batman in all the movies, I really like him. He's really good.
I don't know. But if the other thing is, it's the Killing Joke. This is one of the most, if not the most famous Joker story of all time, which I have my own thoughts on. Ugh. But,
okay, we can talk about those later.
But they wanted, the fans more than anybody wanted Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
So I think it was also more than just good casting, but smart casting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my 2 cents on that. I'm excited. It'll be interesting to finally see the Killing Joke get an animated film. It's been too long.
Yeah, it has. Okay. Alan, since you haven't seen it, I'm not even going to ask you anything about it.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Because I don't think you know anything about it at all.
Nope.
So the next piece of news is the Russos spoke slightly about Infinity War in an interview for Civil War, saying that at this point, whoever makes it out of this movie is anybody's guess.
Yeah, I saw that, which I'm excited about because in the original Infinity Gauntlet, Alan, you'll love this. Thanos gets the Infinity Gauntlet, stands at the edge of his palace, snaps his fingers, and half the universe disappears.
I think you actually told me about that when we went in to watch Guardians.
Yeah.
You actually
and I was just like, damn, that is
in the
fucking off the wall.
I did mention it earlier in the podcast, but it's also just like I cannot reiterate how awe-inspiringly powerful that is.
Yeah,
he snaps
dude,
his fingers. Poof.
Half the universe gone. Like, damn. Fucking off the wall's insane.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
And then that movie actually has another fantastic moment where Captain America just starts walking up to Thanos, and Thanos is like, "Why do you do this? You're just a human. You don't have any powers or anything. You're just a man." And Captain America is just like, "Thanos, as long as there's one person like me, one person still standing." Keep in mind, Thanos is basically a god at this point. And Captain is just Captain America. He just stands in front of Thanos.
Captain America with another snap of his fingers.
No. Yeah, he could have killed Cap like that. And he stands shoulders back, looks Thanos in the eyes and says, "But as long as there's one person like me, you haven't won yet." And it's just like, oh my god. And it's phenomenal. It's one of my favorite Cap scenes of all time because Captain America's not having Thanos' BS today.
Oh,
nope, never. Okay, next piece of news. Alan, you remember how we talked about the Lara Croft casting when I accidentally named the podcast incorrectly?
It's Daisy Ridley.
No, it's not.
It's not.
No, it's Daisy Ridley. Remember, we announced it. That means it must be true. It means it must be Daisy Ridley.
Unfortunately,
I think you announced it.
No, I announced it.
You can't say we when you were the only one to do it.
I announced
In fact, I'm pretty sure you said $20 that it would be Daisy Ridley.
No, the thing is, I announced it. Dude, they heard it here first on the Two Idiots Movie Podcast. Daisy Ridley.
It's not
officially.
Daisy Ridley, it's not
Daisy Ridley officially announced as Lara Croft. I announced it, man.
Oh
it's
my
done.
God.
We don't even need to talk about it.
I'm not even going to say anything to that. Mm-hmm.
No, but who actually is?
I don't even know.
I don't know who the fuck that is. Let me Google
She was in Ex Machina as the robot, and I think she won Best Supporting Actress this year.
Oh.
Alicia Vikander?
Yeah.
You know what? I can see that working. She's a good actress, but I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I don't really have an opinion on it.
What do you think, Alan?
She's pretty cute.
Alan, man of cuteness.
Alan, literally every podcast looks up pictures of women that are in films.
Well, mostly Sophie Turner.
Yeah, mostly Sophie Turner. And now he's probably going to start looking up pictures.
I am way ahead of you, dude.
All right.
I am looking at Sophie Turner pictures.
Okay, next piece of news. Lionsgate is moving forward with their movie adaptation of Borderlands.
Wait, what?
Wait, they're making Borderlands?
Yes, a Borderlands movie.
I've never played Borderlands, but my roommates do all the time, and I will say one thing and one thing only, and then we can move on from this. They have to have Torg in it, and that's all.
I don't know who that is. Alan, have you played the game?
I've played it, but I mean, not much of it, just at, other friends' houses, so...
Well, yeah, because whenever you come over, we just play Minecraft.
Right.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm sorry, I didn't realize this was 2007.
Fucking Minecraft.
2009 is when Borderlands came out, and 2010 is when Minecraft came out.
Officially? Hadn't it been out for 4 years before that?
No, it came out officially in 2012.
Oh, I'm sorry then. Why don't you just shut up and move on with the next piece of news, bro?
I was working on it. If you would shut up. God. Okay. So Marvel has spoken about its casting of Tilda Swinton as the Ancient One.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Before I say anything, Alan, since you're Asian, what are your thoughts on the casting of the Ancient One?
The Ancient One.
In the comics, the Ancient One is the person who taught Doctor Strange his magic, and it was an old Asian, monk guy.
Did you read what their comments said, Anthony?
I did, and I'm going to save those comments till you tell Alan.
Okay.
And who was cast at him?
A white girl.
Tilda Swinton.
Mm-hmm.
I can't spell that.
TILDA
Tilda Swinton.
Yeah,
the fuck is this shit?
Yep.
Do you want to hear what they said now, Alan?
What?
So they basically defended it by saying Marvel has a very strong record of diversity in its casting of films and regularly departs from stereotypes and source material to bring its MCU to life. The Ancient One is a title that is not exclusively held by any one character, but rather a moniker passed down through time, and in this particular film, the embodiment is Celtic. We are very proud to have the enormously talented Tilda Swinton portray this unique and complex character, alongside our richly diverse cast. And I think they also said I think the writer of the film said something along the lines of, well, if we cast an Asian actor and said it was Tibetan, we would basically piss off the Chinese.
Yeah, that was the statement that really got me.
Ooh, you know what? That is true. That is true.
There you go, Anthony, hearing it from an Asian person who has been to China.
But the funny thing is, I don't think Alan is the end-all be-all when it comes to that. Honestly, it just kind of strikes me as just irritate, as kind of offensive in and of itself, because it's we don't want to offend you guys because we know you're super sensitive about this sort of thing.
It's nice hearing it from somebody who is not white, where they say, oh yeah, well, it probably would offend Chinese people.
I don't know. You take that. You take that however you want.
Well, I mean, here's what I will say. They probably just could have cast some Chinese dude and be like, oh, he's Chinese.
Yeah, but most of the time they stick to the comic origins.
Yeah, that's true.
And in the comic origins, he is Tibetan.
Oh, okay.
I believe, which is why they just made Tilda Swinton the person.
Yeah, because Tilda Swinton totally looks very Tibetan.
Oh, yeah, when I see Tilda Swinton, I'm like, well, Tibet.
It says Celtic, Alan, not Tibetan.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Okay, next piece of news. The first trailer for Snowden came out, which stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Edward.
Oh yeah, I'm actually excited for this film because Edward Snowden's story and shit. I watched the trailer. Yeah.
Dude, doesn't it look so good?
Edward Snowden's story and with the NSA leaks, that is so compelling. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt is going to bring so much expertise to this role. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be fucking great.
Anthony, did you see the trailer?
I did not.
Oh my goodness. It looks so amazing.
All right, I'll check it out later then.
Like, I could not even describe how excited I am for this movie because I have so much invested in this thing.
Okay then.
Not money-wise, but personally wise.
Oh, I kind of wanted you to invest your money in it.
No, yeah, I don't have money to invest in it. Anyway, next piece of news. Kevin Feige's confirmed that Marvel is in creative control with Spider-Man Homecoming. I don't think we really need to talk about that because basically any property Marvel has any part in, they're in creative control.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of goes without saying.
Yeah. The next piece of news is the trailer for Kubo and the Two Strings dropped this week. The stop-motion animation film. Did either of you watch it?
Never
No.
fucking heard of this shit.
Anthony, have you heard of it?
No.
Okay, I think basically what it is, I don't know if I've actually seen the trailer, but there was a trailer for some animated movie when I saw Ratchet and Clank today, which we will talk about later.
Nice.
But it basically is this person whose family is magically gifted, and they tell stories, and these stories end up coming to life, and they have to train to stop the people in the stories from coming to kill them, basically, is what I think happens. I'm not entirely
So,
sure.
like the plot of the Goosebumps movie.
Kind of. Except the actual person's family is magic. Instead of there being magic around.
Interesting.
It looks pretty cool, though.
Alright.
Okay, next piece of news is The Hollywood Reporter is reporting that Richard E. Grant, Alan, you should look up this person.
Oh, I'm looking him up. Yeah, I'm on it.
Has been cast in The Wolverine 3 playing a villainous mad scientist type.
Yeah.
And Stephen Merchant, who's the creator of The Office, has also been added with no description or name being listed for his role.
Yeah, I saw that. Interesting.
Who is Richard E. Grant, Alan?
He looks pretty villainous.
Yeah.
Does
Kind of. Yeah, he really does, honestly. Look him up.
Yeah, I just googled him. I'm like, damn, this guy's a villain.
Okay, nice. That's good to know. What has he been in that I may have known him from, Alan?
Let's see.
Well, he created The Office.
No, that was Stephen Merchant.
I knew that. I was just testing you.
Literally, the only reason I knew that is because it was written in my show notes. If it was not, I would not have known that.
Let's see. He hasn't been in a lot of big films that we would know.
Okay, let's move on then. So, you guys know that Arrow is a show that I pretty much adore.
Yes.
But I'm probably going to get off this show at the end of this season. Season 3 was a little slump, which you expect when you come off of such a high season, which you expect coming off any high season for anything. So coming into season 4, the beginning was so good, and come the mid-season finale, I was so hyped. I was like, yes, Felicity may die. Oh, this is going to make the show so much better because his heart's just going to be torn apart. Felicity gets paralyzed and then gets a spinal implant in the form of a microchip, which lets her walk. And she literally walks out of Oliver Queen's life in the episode after she got the microchip.
Well, that's stupid.
But what makes it worse is, Alan, I think I've ranted about this before, so I'm just going to cover it real quick. In the episode before she walks out, she tells her mom not to walk out on her mom's boyfriend, who is Laurel Lance's father, because he was lying to her to protect his daughters. And the reason that Felicity walks out is because Oliver was lying to her to protect his son.
Mm.
It's like, really? Are you serious? But then they killed Laurel for no reason except that they needed somebody in a grave that they teased at the beginning of the 4th season of Arrow, which was the worst move they could have done because everybody had come to love Laurel as a character pretty much. And now Oliver Queen's basically like, oh, well, I have to kill Damien Dark now, which isn't going to happen because he's evolved so much from season 1 of Arrow where he kills people. He's become the Green Arrow now, and he ran for mayor this season. And it really pisses me off that the main writer of this show, Mark Guggenheim, has been playing right into whatever the fans want. And the fans being the 13-year-old Tumblr girls who want Oliver and Felicity to be together throughout the whole season because they make such a good couple. Even though season 3 was all Felicity being in a freaking love triangle between Ray Palmer and Oliver Queen, which made absolutely no sense.
Yo, fuck that bullshit.
Exactly. Alan's got it down. Season 1 and 2, Alan, you can watch them. I have them on Blu-ray.
Yeah, my roommate was really into Arrow, and he has highly recommended it to me many times. So eventually I'll get to watching it.
Alan, you know what's better than Arrow?
What?
Almost any other show.
That's not true. Arrow season 1 and season 2, really good. Season 3 and on, yeah, any other show is better than those. Okay. I saw Ratchet and Clank today. It was a decent film. Probably a 6.5 out of 10 is what I would give it, I think.
So, basically what you expected.
Actually, I went in with very mixed expectations. Because I looked at the Rotten Tomatoes scores, and I looked at the IMDb scores. Rotten Tomatoes from critics was at 20%, and most of the reviews were basically saying, oh, well, we wish it would have been different from the games a little bit. It's based off of a video game. It's not going to be different from that. That's what's bringing the people in.
You know what happened the last time we got a movie that was different from the video game, based off a video game?
What?
Super Mario Bros.
Oh, God, let's not talk about that. We do not talk about that.
This is basically a reboot of the first game, and this movie, I have no words for how much disrespect I have for what they did to the canon of this story. Anthony, I don't think you've played the first game, but I know you know the story of it.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank was never my thing. That was always you.
Yeah. But basically, they retconned it so that Ratchet and Clank work with Captain Quark in the first place, which they've never done before.
That is one of the dumbest things I can possibly imagine. Literally the joke of the series is that Captain Quark is a hopeless incompetent.
Well, no, he's still a hopeless incompetent. Don't get me wrong. But they just work with him throughout the beginning, throughout the whole movie. Where in the first game, they work with him through the first maybe 5 planets to gain his respect. And then he betrays them by putting them into a boss fight with a gigantic monster. And so they say, yeah, screw you, Captain Quark. We're not friends with you anymore. And they set out on, a quest to end him and obviously beat the main boss. But this not only has them team up with Captain Quark, it has them team up with the Galactic Rangers. And it changes Ratchet and Clank's origin. Because it brings Dr. Nefarious in 2 games ahead of time in the old canon, which I don't think they should have done. And it shows that Dr. Nefarious is pretty much the reason that Clank was created. And he's the one behind Chairman Drek's plans, which did not make any sense to me why this guy would have been behind Chairman Drek's plans in the first place. But it is what it is. Kids are going to love this movie. I went and I was there. There were maybe 2 or 3 families there with me. At a 6:40 show, you're not going to get many people on a Saturday evening. But pretty much at every joke, the kids were laughing. It's definitely not for guys our age unless you have the nostalgia factor. And like I said, it's supposed to be based on the original game, but changes up a lot, which I did not like. I understand why they did it though. The original game was definitely way too long to make into a movie at any sort.
I mean, that's kind of just video games in general.
Yeah, but not really, because you look at the latest game that came out, not the one for the PS4, but the last one for the PS3, that would have been short enough to make a movie. They also introduced weapons that weren't in the first game. They introduced weapons that were in the game that you have, Anthony, like the combustor. Which I didn't really like because you're supposed to grow into those weapons throughout the series. And then they also potentially set up a sequel. I doubt it'll happen though, because I don't think it will make a very big box office this first weekend that it opens. I think it could potentially build enough to where it's a success. And I think the sales from the game will also help produce another movie. But other than that, I would not recommend that people who are not going with little kids waste their money on this film.
Well, I'm glad you did so that we didn't have to. That was noble of you.
I needed to go see it because Ratchet and Clank is one of my favorite game series of all time.
I'm aware.
So I had to see how bad the movie was, especially compared to the new game, which, oh my god, you saw the clip that I sent you, Anthony. It looks so bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, they're not focused on Ratchet and Clank anymore as a company, I think.
No, but they are now. Now they released the movie. Like, they made the game specifically based off the movie. So you would think it would be somewhat better. Like, the graphics are crazy good. But you couldn't add any emotion to Ratchet's face, like when he's talking with people? Come on. That's not that hard to do. Okay. That's it. On to the topic. We're at exactly 1 hour and 1 minute and 33 seconds. The topic is Civil War predictions. Anthony, you've read the comic. Alan, you probably did not read the comic.
Did not at all.
Even though I sent it to you 2 weeks ahead of time.
Dude, I had finals week.
Alan
is so far behind, he thinks we're still talking about the Civil War between the North and the South.
Yeah, dude, it's the Civil War, man.
Yo, spoiler alert, Lee surrenders and Lincoln dies.
No!
Yes.
And then John Wilkes Booth is an asshole.
Yup, basically. And if you have not read Killing Lincoln, read it. It's amazing.
It actually is. Normally I'm not a fan of O'Reilly because he's kind of an asshole, Republican.
Either way, his writing is amazing.
Yeah, no, I mean, his whole Killing Blank series is actually pretty well researched, and for the most part, pretty unbiased, which I was very surprised at.
Considering it's fucking Bill O'Reilly.
Can't really be biased.
Oh no,
you can be very
you can be super biased.
Writing about history, like specific history that he's written, like right now he's written about Lincoln, Kennedy, Jesus, Reagan, and Patton.
Yeah.
And those are the 5 books.
They're all pretty good stuff, Alan. I gotta admit, I'm not really a nonfiction guy, and I'm not really an O'Reilly guy, but dude writes some pretty good nonfiction. Well researched, well easy to follow, good stuff.
I can respect that.
Yeah.
Now maybe it's the second author, I don't know, but
Martin Duggar, or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
But yeah, the topic is Civil War predictions, Alan. What do you think is going to happen in the movie? I'm just gonna let you go first, simply because you have not read the comic, and then Anthony and I will come in afterwards.
Yeah. So right, I haven't read the comic. All I know is that it's like, they destroy a bunch of shit, and then the government's like, yo, we gotta register you guys and like fucking keep tabs, and then so they split, and Cap is like, nah, dude, fuck big government, and then Iron Man's just like, nah, we need ourselves some big government. So that's
because he's a filthy capitalist that is literally based off Ayn Rand.
Yeah. So that's all I know. Here are my predictions. I predict that Cap kills Tony Stark.
Oh my god, big twist.
Cap kills Tony Stark. It's done. Tony Stark is ended. He will never be seen ever again.
If only. I hate Tony Stark.
And freedom wins. Fuck big government.
Freedom wins.
Freedom isn't free. It costs folks like you and me. Oh, Team America.
I like
freedom costs $1.05. But yeah, those are my predictions.
Have you seen the latest TV spot?
No.
Okay, I won't say anything specifically then. But I know in the first trailer it shows Steve Rogers and Black Widow, like, pretty much standing there talking to each other, and she's in a black dress and he's in a black suit.
Right.
Which I think is at a funeral.
I think Brody. War Machine's gonna die.
I don't know, because why would they show that to us in the trailer?
Because they don't show him dying.
They do, though. Pretty much. They show Tony Stark taking off the mask.
I don't know, man. I just don't know. I'm kind of just trying to stay out of it, honestly. I don't want to go in with predictions.
Okay. Well, how do you think it's going to be different from the comic besides the fact that they don't have all the same characters? We'll get it done real quick.
It's an interesting question. Yeah. Well, I think Winter Soldier is going to be a huge part of it as opposed to in the comic where he's literally not even there.
Yeah. But what do you think, like, specifically will happen with the film? Like, do you think... Because we all know that Spider-Man's going to be in and out. Do you think he'll switch sides like he does in the comic?
Here's hoping. Hoping.
Well, I think it's basically going to go down from what I've seen. There's going to be an attack which brings Black Panther in, and people blame it on Winter Soldier, even though it's not his fault. It's going to be Crossbones' fault.
Mm-hmm.
Because you see Crossbones in the first trailer.
Right.
And then Captain America's going to be like, nah, bro, this is my dude. We best friends for life. And Bucky's going to be like, yeah, man, we're best friends and stuff. Till the end of the line.
Okay.
And that's going to produce the fight that we saw in the Super Bowl trailer. Did you see that?
I did.
Where Bucky basically shoots at Iron Man. There's an extended cut of that was released. I'm not going to spoil that for you because I don't know if you've seen it or not. But it shows why Bucky shoots at him.
Nope, have not seen that.
Yeah, and it also shows like an extended clip of Iron Man pulling the little wrist thing over his hand, which is sweet.
Which was apparently also Robert Downey Jr.'s idea.
Yeah, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, man.
I love that they're bringing in new ideas for everything.
Agreed.
But then, I think that will lead to the chase scene that we see in the first trailer, which will then lead to the airport fight, which will eventually lead to the airport fight ending at some point where Bucky will get captured and put in that prison that we see, and then Bucky and Captain America...
Adam, you're just going through your idea of the plot line for the movie at this point.
I know, and now I'm going to say how I think it's going to be different from the comic book.
Adam, you're literally describing how it's different from the comic book right now.
Anthony. Just shut up.
Mm-hmm.
While I'm talking, man. God. You ugly person.
Very strongly worded insults.
Got him.
Shots fired.
So then I think that they're gonna have that fight that we see in the first trailer, and it's going to end up with Iron Man coming out as the loser instead of the victor this time.
I certainly hope so. I hate Tony.
Wait, so I'm right, yeah. Big government loses.
I hope so.
Freedom wins.
I meant, do you really hate Tony?
Yeah, Tony's an asshole.
Freedom wins.
I hate Iron Man. He's a prick.
I saw a picture on Facebook today, and it was Tony Stark saying, "We need to be held accountable for what happened." And Captain America goes, "What, you mean in New York, where the suits decided that they wanted to nuke the place?"
Mm-hmm.
Tony Stark goes, "Well, we need to be held accountable." And he goes, Captain America goes, "For what, in D.C., where the suits wanted to kill everybody?"
Yeah, like...
Goes, "Well, he goes, or you mean Ultron, that AI that you created that wanted to kill the human race?" He goes, "You should stop saying we and start saying I." And Tony Stark goes, "Look, we need to be held accountable."
Yeah, I mean, Tony is just a prick. I'm not an Iron Man fan. He's too much of an asshole for me to like. I mean, look, I get it, inner hero and all, and that's why people like it, because he's a wisecracking prick, but honestly, fuck that guy. I don't like Iron Man all that much. And plus, they're really pushing. Robert Downey Jr. is really the head of the MCEU, which right now, and you know, good for him. He's a great actor, and he really brings a character to life. But I just don't like Iron Man, honestly.
I like Iron Man how he was portrayed in the Superior Iron Man series, like a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was a new, fresh take on him.
I also like how he's portrayed in the new series.
Yeah.
Which is really well written because it's Brian Michael Bendis. But then I also think it's going to be different from the comic because I think the specific event that's going to bring about the Sokovia Accords is the attack that brings Black Panther in.
Maybe so.
Other than that, I think it's going to be mostly the same, where Cap goes underground and Tony stays above ground.
Well, I mean, if you're going against the government, you have to go underground.
I mean, not necessarily. You could just stop. Like, I think he'll be underground still doing hero work during the film.
I mean, everybody knows who Chris Evans is, who Captain America is. So, like, you have to go
Everybody knows who everybody is at this point.
I know, so you have to go
Ant-Man
underground.
and Spider-Man and Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
And Scarlet Witch. Those are the only ones whose secret identities have not been revealed at this point in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Oh, and Wonder Man. He has not been revealed yet, Anthony.
He also hasn't been revealed as a superhero, so...
I know how you like ranting about him so much.
I've already gotten that out of my system.
Yo, fuck big government. It's really ironic because I'm like liberal, so...
Okay, anyway, that is the end of this episode. It's been an hour and 12 minutes, and it's going to probably end up being an hour and 15 minutes once all the editing is done, which sucks, because that's a long podcast.
It's whatever.
This is our longest ever, I think, yeah.
It's because of me.
I blame Anthony.
Yeah, I also blame Anthony.
Everybody blames me.
I blame Obama.
Thanks, Obama.
I blame Obama.
I blame Trump.
I blame Bernie.
God.
Okay. You can follow the Two Idiots Movie Podcast on Facebook at the Two Idiots Movie Podcast. And we still don't have a Twitter because it was finals week this week. Alan, I know you don't like anybody, so I'm just going to tell you to shut up. Anthony, you're still ugly. This is the end of the podcast. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, see you, my people.